Bodies change on such a regular basis. Depending on the time of the month, your body may change. Depending on your age, your body may change. Depending on your current activity levels due to stress, due to mental health conditions, your body may change. But what can remain a pretty fundamental and consistent aspect of you is who you are as a person. Here we are, once again, back in front of the computer, and today we're going to be talking about a few deeper bits and bobs. I didn't really want to cover Linda again because I did cover her last video a couple of weeks ago, but a few people did send me this video and I thought it would be a really good opportunity to speak about a kind of broader and more important topic, being body image and the realm of like body dysmorphia, which I think is probably a more common issue than many may think. Before we do get into it, I do want to ask you a very quick question. So I've had a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot of messages and comments regarding Cassie, Blogolates, and her recent DEXA scan kind of update results, which is like the 30-day update, in which she's claiming she's gained over 6 pounds of muscle in 30 days. A lot of people are saying, Harry, please can you cover this, because I really want to know, is this realistic, is this possible, etc, etc. But I'm kind of hesitant to do so because I have covered her in a few videos on my channel over the last few months. I don't want people to feel like I'm using her content for views or anything, but if you do want me to discuss it, let me know and I will definitely consider doing so, because I do feel like there's a lot of things to pick apart from what I've read thus far anyway. If not, I'll save it for the 90-day update, which I will do at the end of her journey. But obviously, now that said, we're gonna do the bits and bobs that need to be done. If at any point you decide you like the video, please let me know you like the video by liking the video. 1,200 likes in the first 24 hours is the goal, so we'll shoot for that. If you haven't already, please do consider clicking the red button down below and subscribe to the channel, and maybe even the bell next to it so you get notified when I upload every week, twice a week. And if you have a question you want me to answer at the end of the next video, drop it down below in the comment section of comment question of the week, and I shall do so. Today's a big day actually, and that day is it's the return of the forehead. No, it's actually the return of the hats. I don't know which way is the front. Oh, this is the front. That must be the front. Oh, of course it doesn't fit. Might wear this in the gym tomorrow. It's quite sturdy though, look at that. I feel like the recent storm wouldn't even take this off my head. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about Linda and her video, which is My Body Is Never Good Enough, What I Ate in London, Body Shaming, Meeting Guys, London Part 2. The big kind of focus is My Body Is Never Good Enough part.
See, I don't have abs. I don't have the biggest butt. I don't have the smallest thighs or the most toned arms, and I don't look like your typical, athlete. I know this. I resented myself for it on the trip for like 3 seconds, maybe 4, but then I really thought about it and I've been resenting myself for not looking like I should, in air quotations, since the beginning of working with Gymshark.
As social media has become so popular, a lot of people obviously adopted using it. Fantastic. They're sharing their lives, they're showing the best bits of their life on there. Be that their best angle, be that their favourite holiday, be that their favourite whatever it may be. And I think that can really contribute to a lot of social comparisons, which obviously falls under social comparison theory, which is Festing in 1954, in which you kind of speak about upward and downward social comparisons. And in this case, we're going to talk about more the upward social comparisons. So that's comparing yourself to people you deem to be or perceive to be better than you, superior to you, sort of thing. Be that a better body than you, a more successful lifestyle than you, a cooler life than you. Kind of things you see online when, like I said, when you see the people with their best angle, maybe on their favourite holiday, things along those lines. That can really quite contribute to quite negative effects on your kind of self-perceptions, like your body image, your self-esteem, and things along those lines. The reality is, and the thing that I think everyone needs to remember, be that Linda, whoever it may be, is social media is a highlight reel. People show you the best bits of what they want to show you. When you watch my video, for example, I record about 60 minutes of raw footage, and I condense it down to, let's say, 15 minutes. Of the 60-minute recording, I'm choosing the best 15 minutes. The 15 minutes I think you could most tolerate. Arguably, my videos are a highlight reel because I'm just showing you the best bits. I'm not showing you the fails where I stutter my words too much. I'm not showing you the bits where I kind of sit here contemplating, really think about what I want to say. Things along those lines are things you probably don't want to see. You go to Instagram, for example, you see my training footage, or just bits and bobs of that, or a photo of me. I'll probably choose the best one. Of the 3 sets I did in training, I'll probably choose the best one. Things along those lines. Of a selection, you will likely choose the best one and you'll post that online for people to see. And that's absolutely fine. But I think it's really easy to forget that sometimes. And that's why I always kind of say, and I always try and preach, is the big TFNL mantra back in the day used to be, it's you versus you. And that very much still stands. If you spend your life comparing you, your activities, your body, your life to that of another, there will always be somebody you deem to be better than you in some regard. There will always be somebody stronger than me. There will always be somebody funnier than me. There will always be somebody better looking than me. There will always be somebody bigger than me. What I can focus on is me and improving the version of me I am today. Don't spend your life comparing to that of Linda's. Don't spend your life comparing your body to the body of Lily. Don't spend your life comparing your holidays to the holidays of content creators you see online. Spend your life comparing yourself to you. And if you want to, you can spend that time improving the already great version of yourself. Please don't ever feel like you're not good enough. Please don't ever feel like somebody is better than you, or doing more than you, or working harder than you. You are doing the best that you can do for you. And as I always say, I think that's more than good enough.
Literally, what is life, guys? I have such imposter syndrome. Like, why do I deserve this? Like, why me? I just feel like I'm not good enough for this life.
I think imposter syndrome is probably something that a lot of you may have dealt with at some point in your life. I mean, sure, it's definitely something I deal with on a regular basis. I kind of actually covered this in, I believe, it's the last video where I kind of stated I don't know what I did to deserve such a supportive and positive community, because that obviously does come into a similar realm where I feel like I don't deserve it. I haven't done enough for what I have, and I feel like I'm still trying to earn the privilege that I have being this platform. And I feel like many of you may relate to some extent. You may feel like you aren't good enough in certain aspects of your life. You feel like you don't deserve what you have. You feel like you should maybe do more. But at the end of the day, who says you should do any of that? Who says you don't deserve what you have? The only person who's kind of doubting that and questioning that is you. So believe me when I say, whatever you have achieved in life, be that good grades, be that a good job, be that a supportive community, whatever it may be, you have achieved that for a reason. You have done something that has earned you that achievement.
How my bodies, yes, plural, because I feel like I've had so many. How my bodies look doesn't determine how good my life is, or how happy I can be, or the things I can do, or wear, or who will love me.
Because a lot of like the marketing of the fitness industry is essentially how you look, I think it's really easy for people to fall into the trap where they believe that their appearance and their aesthetic essentially dictates and determines their worth. And how's that going to impact the mental health of consumers? Do you mean if you're being told on a daily basis that if you do not look a certain way, you are not deemed good enough or the criteria for affiliation with certain brands, or you do not fit their mold or their desired audience? I mean, that's not going to help anybody. The tricky thing is I've had a few people message me in the past saying, Harry, look, I really want to get into social media. I want to grow my Instagram, whatever it may be, but I feel like I don't look good enough. I feel like my physique isn't worth people following. And I think the sad reality is the fact that these questions are even coming to mind is quite a concern. I feel like social media has almost normalized the criticism of others and almost normalized that kind of social comparison I spoke about earlier. I see this a lot in the comment section of content creators. People feel comfortable like picking apart their physique or doing this, saying, oh, I'm surprised you're with this person, you don't look like this, or this is a bit too big, this is a bit too small, oh, I don't like how you look here. And then I think it's also become normalised that people then compare themselves to the content creator they see online. And no wonder that Photoshop and photo manipulation in general has become quite an issue within the industry, because you're subject to so much criticism online from people that you will likely never meet. And I think you're also subject to so much criticism from yourself. How you look does not dictate your worth. In my opinion, and again this is purely my opinion, I think humans are of equal value. But I think beyond that, what is more important than how you look is how you behave, how you treat other people, and how you treat yourself. Bodies change on such a regular basis. Depending on the time of the month, your body may change. Depending on your age, your body may change. Depending on your current activity levels due to stress, due to mental health conditions, your body may change. But what can remain a pretty fundamental and consistent aspect of you is who you are as a person. I think a lot of people may often find themselves struggling kind of identifying who they are. Get a piece of paper, write your name in the middle of it, and then just do a mind map. Draw loads of lines coming off your name and list down everything that defines you and makes you who you are. So I'd write Harry, YouTube, training, dogs, things along those lines. Things that I enjoy and things that kind of make me happy, things that I feel like people would maybe think about when they think of me. Anything it may be, identifying kind of who you are. I think for a lot of people, I don't feel like your body is going to be one of those things. So if your body is not something that makes you you, why would you then assume that your appearance dictates your worth?
And my days are not planned around going to the gym and maintaining a perfect diet. I want to study, I want to go out and drink and eat and party with my friends. I like to have late night snacks, so what? I want to enjoy the food my mom makes for me. I want to see the world and eat it too.
That's the thing. At the end of the day, and I've preached this so many times, fitness is meant to enhance your life, not hinder your life. If you find yourself skipping social events or skipping the making of memories to go to the gym because you feel pressure to look a certain way, or you feel pressure that if you don't work hard enough, you're not worth what you already have, something needs to change there. If you find yourself consuming a lot of content that's negatively impacting you, your self-perceptions, and your mental health, be that through social comparison, whatever it may be, something needs to change there. You should be within the fitness realm, be that through training or content, whatever it may be, because you want to be here, and because doing so makes your life better. because you love going to the gym, you love how it makes you feel, you love the people you've met through the fitness world, you love the content that you've discovered through the world of fitness. Whatever you're doing, it needs to enhance your life, not hinder it. As soon as something starts making you feel bad about yourself, starts making you question yourself, or starts making you feel guilty, something needs to change. So sure, go to the gym, but also go out with your friends. Go make some memories. There's no reason why you can't make gains and make memories as well. Gains are more than just what you achieve with your body. Gains can be social gains, they could be mental gains, they could be memory gains. Whatever it may be, enhance your life, don't hinder it.
I had this irrational voice in the back of my head telling me I didn't look like a Gymshark athlete. I wasn't good enough or thin enough or defined enough or gym grind enough to be here. In these moments, you guys reminded me that my worth wasn't measured by my looks or my size or my weight. The compliments you guys gave me weren't about my body or my face or my style, but instead on how my videos resonated with you. That my story helped you feel less alone. That my honesty inspired you to be honest with yourself. That who I actually was what made me beautiful.
I worry I'm going to repeat myself as a lot of the message is very similar here. Do what you want to do for you. Look how you want to look for you. Your body, your eating habits, your training style, whatever it may be, does not dictate your worth. I remember how somebody treated me and how they made me feel more often than I remember how they look. Your body is not going to leave a lasting impression. Your behaviours and you as a person will. Spend more time doing the things you want to do for you. Spend more time training for you. Spend more time looking the way you want to look for you. Spend more time doing things that make you happy. Spend more time doing things that make you a better version of your already fantastic self. Spend less time trying to meet the ever-changing expectations social media is putting on you, and spend less time doing things that take away from your life, and spend more time doing things that enhance your life. I really have gone on a ramble here, but this video did very much kind of get me thinking about body image and body dysmorphia. I've spoken about in the mental health video, I believe, I've always struggled with the realm of body image and body dysmorphia. But yeah, I think the take-home message from this is I appreciate that Linda is showing a lot of vulnerability here. I always respect that. I think that's really brave of her, and I think that's fantastic. And I think it's key to remember, and this is external to the video, that nobody has a right to talk about or comment on your body other than you. And I think all of us are guilty of saying at some point, say, oh, you look like you've lost weight. Things along the times, but sometimes people don't want to hear those things. I think flip around, maybe say something along the lines of, you look great, you look happy, or you look healthy. Maybe encourage the normalization of compliments that aren't necessarily body specific, but more happiness and health specific. I really have rambles, and do forgive me, I'm sorry, I'm sure most of this is probably waffle to you, but hopefully somebody managed to take something away from it. Now that's done, we're going to talk about comment question of the week. It's a slightly different one actually. I mentioned a few videos ago that I actually had a herniated disc. And a few people said, Harry, can you speak a bit more about it? We're going to do it. We're going to speak about it. I think I was diagnosed with a herniated disc when I was, I want to say, maybe 21. I've always had like back problems here and there when I was like a late teens, early 20s. Probably because I was lifting like a bit of a sausage, to be honest. My knowledge and experience was hindering me back then, we'll say. I was deadlifting. Technique was fine. Things looked good. I recorded it. Looked pretty spicy. I was pretty happy with it. As I came up, got halfway up the final rep, and I just felt a twang. And I dropped the bar, and I was like, I just bent over. I was like, I'm done. I can't move. So I kind of hobbled over to the stretching area of the gym, and I lay on the floor for about an hour just in agony. Conveniently, the next day was my birthday. I had an appointment with a physio who was very known and well respected in my area. So I woke up the next morning, day of the physio, and I couldn't move my left leg whatsoever. It was completely gone. I could not move it. I felt like I thought I was paralysed. Got taken to the physio, saw him. After the session, my leg was fine. Could move again, fantastic, but obviously the back issues were persisting. And he was like, something's going on here. Go get an MRI. So I got an MRI. They said, yeah, you've got a herniated L4, L5 disc, pressing sciatic nerve. Explains a lot of the pain I was getting fine. That then kind of promoted like the recovery process. They very much pushed for surgery, but my physio was very much like, do not go down the surgery route unless you absolutely have to, because there's a high likelihood that will make your life worse, because obviously you get disfused metal bits and bobs in there. I look like Wolverine, but it won't be adamantium, so it's not as cool. I won't have claws. Also a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. The kind of recovery process took years. I mean, I couldn't train lower body properly for years. I was doing a lot of rehab work with the physio, seeing him every week, doing loads of rehab stuff, loads of mobility movements, loads of drills. He's very big on kinesiology, so we're looking into that side of things and trying to identify all of the things that might have contributed to the herniation of this disc. That was like excessive volume and training, insufficient and inadequate recovery, excessive fatigue, things along those lines, which also led to a lot of muscles maybe not working how they should have worked, which then led to a lot of imbalances, which then obviously it was basically a recipe for disaster that I was oblivious to while this was going on. So again, we addressed that, we focused on that. Every now and then it would twinge again, it would flare up, and I was like, oh, back to square one. But then he also reminded me, like, progress is never linear. You're making big steps. You compare yourself to where you were when you couldn't move your left leg to where you are now, where you're squatting here and there, albeit infrequently, but you're still managing to squat. That's big progress. Sure, you have blips, sure you have ups and downs, but the fact is the trend is pretty positive, even though it may not feel like it at the time. A lot of people say, oh Harry, I've also got herniated disc, what can I do? I say the best thing for you is go see a really good physio, and I will always preach, try and find someone who focuses on kinesiology, because that did bits for me. It really did change my life. Out of the many physios I've seen in my time, he's the only one who ever really made a difference. So much so, many years on, I still go to him and I recommend him to all my friends. We call him Magic Mike because that man is bloody magic, that's what I'll say. What you can do to try and avoid or maybe reduce the risk of an injury is manage fatigue. Make sure you're not doing too much in the gym, like excessive, potentially junk volume. Make sure you're recovering enough. Make sure you're implementing deloads when you need to. Make sure you're lifting with good technique. Make sure you're not ego lifting. So many things to consider. Don't be afraid of things like this happening, because know that you can do a lot to prevent them from happening. But that is it. That is the video. If you like the video, let me know you like the video by dropping a like on the video. 1,200 likes in the first 24 hours is the goal, so it'd be bloody stupendous if we could reach that. If you haven't already, please do consider clicking the red button down below and subscribing to the channel, and maybe even the bell next to it so you get notified when I upload every week, twice a week. And if you too have a question you want me to answer at the end of the next video, drop it down below for comment question of the week and I shall do so. If you do want me to cover Blogger and her recent DEXA scan results in which she's claiming she gained over 6 pounds of muscle in 30 days, please let me know in the comment section. If there's enough demand for it, I will certainly do it. Thank you for tolerating me. Thank you for tolerating the return of the hats, and thank you for tolerating the video.